Today I had the opportunity to sit down and have a conversation with Eva, one of the music journalists of koncert.hu, which is a Hungarian music site collecting all the concerts that are to be held in Hungary. So it functions as a sort of calendar of events, and it also gathers information and news about musicians and freshly released music.
Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Let's start the interview. Firstly, could you tell me about how did the idea of working as a journalist come to your mind?
I was starting to write articles for only my blog, and then on a birthday party I talked to one of my friends' mother, and she told me that there's an opportunity. She works at koncert.hu, and she told me that they are searching for people who write articles about music, and I like to listen to music and go to festivals, so actually when I started to write it was natural. I was never thinking of becoming a journalist. I was just starting to write for myself and for my blog, and when I wrote to this woman, she told me that she's interested, and then I started to write for this web page 1 or 2 months ago.
So it was quite natural to specialize in music, or
Yeah.
did you think about any other field?
I wanted to start a lifestyle blog when I write only about my life, like as a diary. But when I started this, it was I think it was me. So I never searched for any other subject to write about.
I see. And how do you prepare for an event or an article? What is your writing routine like?
First of all, when I want to write about an album, for example, then I listen to it over and over again, so that I don't write about it after just 1 or 2 listening. But when I'm preparing for an article about a concert, actually I'm stalking the band before it a little bit. When did they started to play music together, about their albums? I listen to their older albums, but I think it's more easier to write about a band who I like or who at least I know. Because writing about a band who I don't know, it's not easy, because when I start to listen to them, not so personal. So when I could write that they were good or they were tired or anything, but it's meaningless, I think.
And what is that one article or one band you have written about and you like the most?
I just started it a few months ago, so my favorite is about the Architects and Very Tomorrow show, which was in the Durerkert in November, because there were 3 bands playing, and I loved all of them, and they were great, so it was easy to write about it, and it was great because I didn't have to write bad things about them because they were good. But I like my article about the Kings of Leon too. They came out with a new album 1 month ago, and after a few years when they had alcohol and drug problems, it was their comeback album, so it was really nice to write them about too.
I see. And so far, how do you see what are the hardest parts about your job?
It's hard when I can't think about what should I write. I mean, after a concert, I have to write the article in 1 or 2 or 3 days. But sometimes, for example, right now after Placebo, it was really hard to even start, and I didn't know what to write. I wanted to write good and bad things too, and I have to find the balance and the right words to describe what I felt. But I think it's good, the fact that I have to write it in 1 or 2 days, because after that the memory is just fading. So it's better when the memories are fresh.
And what would you say the best thing is in your job? Or what are the best?
I think since I'm writing about concerts, I'm paying more attention and not just listening to the music and just enjoying it, because I do that too. But I think I pay more attention to the little details. And it's great because sometimes I go to concerts which I wouldn't pay for, but because they want me to write about it, I can go to them too. And I'm getting to know more and more bands which I wouldn't know right now. if I wouldn't do this job.
I see. And last but not least, is there any interview you would be over the moon to do? Like any future prospects?
I think I'd like to have an interview with Papa Roach, maybe. They were my favorite band for years, and I really love them too. I love them right now too, but not that much. They were my teenage love and the rock band which I love the most. And they were always nice when we met, and they gave everything to their fans. And I think it would be really nice to getting know these people, or maybe Green Day, because they are not my very favorite right now, but they meant so much to me when I was younger, and I think it would be really great to tell them what they meant to me and ask them a few questions, how they see themselves, which they don't always tell in interviews, but I can think a few questions which I'd like to ask them, but maybe someday. Who knows?
Yeah, someday you might easily get to interview them.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, let's hope so. Thank you so much.
No problem, thank you.